Well, we're really pleased for our first annual murder mystery event. We're very blessed that we've had some great partners along the way. The biggest challenge of something like this is to actually find a venue, and one that isn't going to be impacted by the weather and all the other things. So to be able to have DeSoto Square Mall actually offer us the venue, and it had a nice ring to it, murder mystery at the mall. So we're extremely excited. We've had a great first year turnout, approximately 200 people here. We've got representatives from all 7 law enforcement agencies here. We've got a number of prominent businesses, and we're also very fortunate that a number of restaurants here came out in the community, helped support us to make sure that we have food. And at the end of the day, the Kaiser University Forensic and Crime Scene program has done a magnificent job of setting up crime scenes throughout the mall, and I think everybody's having a fun time going out and processing and collecting clues and trying to figure out who done it. So it's not an original idea, but it's an idea that we received from a sister program. Crime Line in Central Florida does a partnership with the zoo in the center part of the state. They're a much larger program than we are. They've been doing it for a few years, and so a few of us on my board went up and checked it out, and we came back and said, I think this is something we can do in Manatee County. So I'm very blessed to have a very supportive, very proactive, and hardworking board of directors as well. Absolutely. You know, what we're really looking for, I think, as any nonprofit that's trying to provide service to the community, is always looking for that signature event, that something special that people will associate with that organization. And so it was a really good fit. You know, we work with law enforcement, and to bring our community out to celebrate what they do to make you safer. And this, of course, we're all having fun, but it gives the participants and the attendees a little slice of really how challenging it can be for our law enforcement to go out and just literally find clues laying around and trying to connect all the dots. So we're really pleased. As I said, it's a first-year event. We're hoping to build on it. And we're hoping that, 10 years from now, it's going to be something that we're going to sell out and have everybody talking about it months in advance. Well, we are certainly blessed in this community. We live in a special place in Manatee County. Not everywhere do all the law enforcement agencies even get along. Sometimes there's turf guarding. In other communities, we find that there are law enforcement agencies that don't want to work with Crime Stoppers, but we've been very blessed that there's a lot of teamwork and interaction amongst all of our law enforcement agencies, and they see that we do play a vital role in supporting them. We always say that we're here to assist law enforcement to make Manatee County a safer place to live, work, and to raise a family. And really the way we do that is when there's a crime that's committed and nobody really has any answers or any clues, but we know somebody out there has some answers. A lot of folks are afraid today about giving information. They want to do the right thing, but because everything eventually becomes public record, there's certainly concern about retribution or somebody coming back after them. So Crime Stoppers provides a wonderful platform to collect information anonymously, and then we get that information and pass it on to the law enforcement so that they're able to process it and get it. In over 25 years in Manatee County, we've had tens of thousands of tips, and we have never compromised the identity of a tipster. And I think that that's a great hallmark of what we do. And in addition to that, we give away thousands of dollars every year in rewards for people that do the right thing. So the 2 big hallmarks of our program are we guarantee that if somebody calls in or texts in or emails in a tip, we guarantee that it's protected, and we have the ability to do that because we're not a government agency. And then secondly, we follow up with law enforcement, so if that tip actually helps to solve a crime, we're going to pay a reward. And we pay that reward anonymously. That's the other thing. How do I get my money if I'm anonymous? We actually ask the tipster when they call in to find out that they're eligible for reward. We ask them which bank. We have a number of banks to choose from in Manatee County, which bank that they choose to go to. And then we will actually email a reward authorization to that bank that just uses a code. So when that tipster comes to claim their reward, they have to give a code. They don't have to go into the lobby. They can go through the drive-through, and they give the code, and the code is what is actually on the back of the check. So they don't even have to get a signature. And then they actually get an envelope with the money, and they're paid that way. It's been a very successful program, and really one of the reasons why we're here tonight is that you can never project or predict when murders are going to happen, but Manatee County had in the first 3 months of this year a string of murders. And the good news is that our system worked. We actually helped to solve 3 of those murders with the tips that we got. Of course, now we're paying out big rewards. So we're fortunate to have such a great turnout because the money we raise here is going to help us pay more rewards to the people that do the right thing.
Crime Stoppers is a group of people that reach out to the public and they make awareness so that people have a number that they can call in and anonymously give information so that they can help the police. And that's just the opportunity that they do to reach out is tremendous. And we get a lot of tips, and we go to the monthly meetings and we get the list of the tips, and it shows that it's working, and it works nationwide. So it's an organization that's well worth our efforts to help out and to support. Oh yeah, phone, text, computer. There's many ways to give your tips into Crime Stoppers. And every way helps because they're all followed up by law enforcement. They have the detectives that go out and they follow up on every single lead that comes in to vet it and make sure that it's right. And if it does pan out, then the people that call in get a reward for their activities, and it's something that it's a win-win for everybody. They get a reward, they give up information, they feel better about what they've done, they've helped us solve a crime. This is what we live for, to get the community involved, to get people to come out and partner with us so that we have that opportunity to reach out. And they know who we are, and they know that they can call us and talk to us, and they feel comfortable with it because they've already met us at civic events.
We highly believe in community outreach, and this is one thing of helping out with Crime Stoppers. It's a fundraiser, and we decide just to throw a little mystery into this fundraiser program by having a murder scene and have people go out throughout the mall looking for clues. Oh, it's a great thing. It's one, you can be anonymous. If you have any kind of information on someone that's wanted, someone that's has done a crime, call Crime Stoppers. They'll give you basically a code, and if your information leads to the arrest of that suspect, you can receive an award. Yes, sir. You can call the Sheriff's Office, 747-3011, extension 2500. That's the Crime Prevention Unit, and we would be more than happy to schedule an appointment to come out and do a home security survey. We also have another program that I like. It's called the CAT program, Combat Auto Theft. You register your car with us, you get a little decal, and if your car's seen on the road between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning, you've given us permission to pull the car over to make sure that it's the owner driving the car and not someone that wanted to borrow your car for the night. So it's a neat program as well.
Well, like you said, this is one of 24 kiosks we have right now. We have a few left in our office that we'd like to get out into the community. So if you are a business owner with a high traffic area and would like to have one of these in your office, please call us in Crime Prevention at 747-3011, extension 2500, and we'll make arrangements to try and get one out to you. But basically these kiosks, they have 3 panels in them. You can see right now there's only 2 panels showing. We actually have an active Amber Alert right now, which automatically gets pushed out to every kiosk in the state. We're not the only county in the state that has these. Actually, we're not the only county in the country. This particular vendor has them throughout the southeast right now. But any active Amber Alert that comes out in the state of Florida automatically gets pushed to the kiosk. So we actually have instant information going out to the public. Normally, we would run persons of interest campaigns up here in the top section. We'd also run unsolved homicide information, trying to get information from the public. In the center portion here, we would run our PSAs, lock your car, anti-drug messages, don't text and drive is another one. We also run some crime prevention tips and things like that in that panel. And then on the bottom, you can see here right now, we have some captured wanted persons. We'll run our wanted persons on here in conjunction with Crime Stoppers of Manatee County, and we'll get that information out there. We'll put their picture up there, their information, what they're wanted for, and hopefully get some tips from the public. Once we do capture them, we'll put a captured banner on there. Like we have Mr. Starling here, has a felony petty theft warrant for him right now as of June 9th, 2016, and we're looking for him. So if you know where he's at, please call the Sheriff's Office at 747-3011 or Crime Stoppers, where you can be eligible for a reward. Because you never know when somebody might be here at the mall, for instance, where we're at today, reading this, and they might have some information that they didn't realize they had, and so they start reading a little bit about this, and it might jog their memory. Or they might have information they have, maybe they've been keeping it to themselves for so long that they got to get it off their chest. So hopefully we can get some information like that. And here popped up a person of interest. We're looking for this young lady here. So if you know her, please call us. She's wanted for, just a person interested. It doesn't say what they're looking for, but a detective needs to talk to that person. I don't know if they're a suspect or a witness, either one, but the detective would like to talk to them. So
this is an interesting panel as well.
Yeah, we have a scam alert here for IRS fraud or scams are rampant, especially around this time of the year. We just had our filing deadline not too long ago, so we're just pushing information out to try and make the public aware that, especially with the IRS scams, just keep in mind that the IRS will never call you, they'll never email you, and certainly they'll never threaten you to throw you in jail or a family member in jail if you don't talk to them. The IRS will always contact you via U.S. mail first. Yes, certainly. We got these, like I said, we have 24 total. We have about 3/4 of them out in the field now, and we're looking for high traffic areas like the mall. We have one at Red Barn Flea Market, for instance, and several other local businesses, movie theaters and convenience stores, things like that. So we're not limited to where we can put them. We just need people to step up and call us and ask for one to be put out there. We just want people to be aware of them. Look at them when you see them out in your establishments you're patronizing, and just be aware of what's going on. We try and keep these fresh. We'll change them up every now and then. Our wanted people we change pretty regularly. There's some up there that have been up here for a while. We have a absconded sex offender that we've been looking for a long time. He's still up here, but that's something that we feel is important that we keep up there. But we try and keep them fresh, so you never know what you're going to see on them. We have some different tops on here, so you never know what's going to be up here. Check those out. We have 4 or 5 different designs. So.
Okay. Basically, we teach forensic investigation, which is a Bachelor of Science program at Kaiser University. And the goal of that program is to prepare students to be qualified to work in a forensic laboratory pretty much anywhere in the world. We have a 2-year Associates of Art program in crime scene technology. And the design of that program is to prepare and equip students to work for a police agency, law enforcement agency, in responding to and processing crime scenes. Yes, I do. I've got quite a number of my team here today. We basically have sort of a camaraderie, a team spirit. We do a lot of stuff together. We give presentations. We go out to crime scenes. We go out to autopsies. We do photo shoots. We do as much hands-on as possible here in our program. We give the students as much a chance to be realistic and as hands-on and vital as we possibly can. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. For the 2-year program, there's quite a number of agencies that hire people with the Associate of Science for Crime Scene Technology to actually go and process crime scenes. And then for the Bachelor of Science program, that would equip people to work in a forensic laboratory. But there's all sorts of different disciplines that they learn as part of this. They can work in forensic laboratories, they can work at private agencies, they can work at private companies, they can work as trainers. It opens up just a wide variety of doors for them. Okay. Well, I was approached actually by the admissions department at Kaiser that Crime Stoppers had asked us to help them to put together a murder at the mall mystery, sort of interactive crime scene or mystery. And what I did is I put together a scenario. I worked with Detective Bruce Benjamin on the details for that. And we basically came up with a storyline. We came up with a variety of crime scenes, a bunch of evidence. We're going to deputize people here tonight. We're going to ask them to go investigate. And hopefully they'll come up with the right conclusion, although I tried not to make it too easy. There's quite a bit, and there's quite a bit of preparation, education, and training that goes into it, as well as a certain point of view, a certain worldview. One of the things about crime scenes in reality that differs from television is a lot of times things don't work together and fall into place as nicely as they do on television. A lot of times there's evidence that might lead to dead ends. Sometimes the picture is a lot more complex than one thinks. Sometimes things like DNA evidence are not necessarily the magic panacea for all problems. And we do the very best we can with the knowledge and experience we have with what the evidence is given to us. We work closely with investigators, and in spite of the power of forensics, investigation is still a major part of solving crimes. Okay, when we're done with dinner tonight, Sheriff Wells is going to introduce the program to the people. He's going to actually deputize the participants here tonight, have them stand up, raise their right hand, and they're going to be deputized. And we're going to say, okay, we're deputizing you for good reason. There's been a major crime that's occurred right here in this mall, and we're going to ask your help to be investigators to help us to investigate and hopefully bring to a resolution this horrible crime. And then I'm going to get up and I'm going to explain to them the details of the case as they're known, based upon what the investigators have already begun working on it and the crime scene investigators have done, to give them an idea of what evidence there is, what knowledge there is for the case, what Crime Stoppers tips have come in, and then they're going to visit all the different crime scenes. We have a map for them. I'm going to have some of my team out there to guide people through understanding the crime scenes, and they're going to have a chance to interview them plus witnesses, and they're going to put their notes together, come back here, and we're going to give a list of potential candidates or suspects, and we're going to ask them to figure out which one they think is the real culprit.
And you'll be announcing that later in the evening.
Yes, I will. And then once everything's all said and done, I'll go ahead and give them the complete details for the backstory. Okay, what they can do is they can get online and they can go to our website, www.kaiseruniversity, all one word, .edu, and they can look up our various programs. They can actually come visit us here at Kaiser University on Lake Osprey Drive. It's here in Sarasota. It's right just past I-75, just east of I-75 off of University Parkway. And they can come in and they're free to come sit in classes. I'm Dr. Jeff, the only one there. Have them come up to the front desk, ask for me, and I'll give them any information that they want to have on our program. And if they want to come investigate things and maybe sit in for part of one of our lessons, they'd be more than welcome to.
Well, Crime Stoppers is extremely important to law enforcement because it gives people that witness a crime or have information on a crime the opportunity to report that information and to remain anonymous. And that's key to a lot of people that we deal with on a regular basis. They have information, they want to give it to us, but they're afraid that the person that the information is about is going to harm them in some way. So now Crime Stoppers gives them that freedom to report it and to also have a possibility of receiving an reward if they are convicted of the crime. We believe, and I personally believe, that if you're going to ask the public to trust you, then you have to be embedded in that community. You have to be involved during the good times, not just the bad times, and you have to be with them at different events, showing them that you are a partner with them and that they are important to you. We're just very pleased and honored that these fine citizens from our community have taken some time to be here tonight to support Crime Stoppers. Donations are very important. These fundraisers are very important to what we do and making sure that we have that, that bank account ready to hand out whenever we have a tip that comes in. I'll be swearing in these special deputies tonight to solve this big crime that we have here at the DeSoto Squirrel Mall. We're hoping we can get that thing solved. It's a mystery, and we don't know what's going to happen.
Well, as the elected state attorney here, I think Manatee Crime Stoppers plays a very vital role in our community. There's a lot of individuals that are nervous or hesitant or scared to come forward, and Manatee Crime Stoppers provides a very valuable tool for individuals to feel very comfortable that they can anonymously report a crime. Or even if they believe that someone may be suspicious or may be a suspect or may be doing something nefarious or illegal, they can anonymously, very confidentially report their suspicions or their knowledge of someone that's committed a crime and let law enforcement conduct the investigation and hopefully effect an arrest if there was a crime that was committed by an individual. Well, one of the things that I think that we're very blessed here in our community, and I think our community can be very happy about, is that law enforcement leaders here, our law enforcement agencies, work very closely with one another. We all work very closely with Manatee Crime Stoppers. They all work very closely with my office at the State Attorney's Office. I may be dressed today as mall security, playing this role here for this murder mystery that we're playing here today at DeSoto Square Mall, which is a wonderful night. We've had a lot of great folks here, a lot of great companies that have come forward here in Manatee County to contribute to this great event tonight. So we're very excited about tonight. But everybody coming together, I think that law enforcement and this community should be very proud that everyone's really in lockstep working together to make Manatee a wonderful place, a safer place, and we're doing everything that we can to make Manatee County a crime-free community. Yes, my role tonight is I play the role of DeSoto Square Mall security, and yes, they investigate the fact that there was an attempted abduction of Hernando DeSoto and the Queen, and a mall security guard is killed in that process. One of my fellow colleagues, so it's outrageous that this has occurred. And so that's why our folks that are out there in the mall now investigating the various crime scenes, and they may think that I had something to do with it, but I can assure you that I didn't. It's outstanding. I mean, this is something that was modeled after the Orlando Crime Stoppers unit. They held a similar function, a murder mystery, and they held it out at the zoo in Sanford, and it was extremely successful. It was discussed by Manatee Crime Stoppers, and we thought it would be a tremendous event. And clearly from the folks that are here tonight and the community sponsors, the restaurants that have participated, the folks that are here, it's a tremendous success. So we're tremendously excited, and we're pleased to be hosting this event here tonight.
One final question. So who did it?
Well, the investigators that have been deputized by the Colonel Rick Wells are going to have to go out there and solve that tonight.
Crime Stoppers has been an invaluable part of Manatee County law enforcement for a long time. Police, we can't do everything. We can't solve crimes all the time on our own. We need the community's help. And Crime Stoppers offers a venue where people who may want to remain anonymous can call in tips and call in information on open crimes that we have. A lot of times people have information, and for one reason or another they're very reluctant to bring that forward. They may be worried about their own involvement in the crime. They may be scared. They may know who did it. They may have even witnessed it. But Crime Stoppers offers people a completely autonomous and anonymous way to provide law enforcement with this information. There's also rewards that are involved for information that leads to successful prosecutions. But the whole thing is a lot of people get worried when they call in that, oh my gosh, the police are going to trace us back and they're going to want me to testify and they're going to come to my house and everybody will know I said it. Crime Stoppers, in fact, the switchboard and where the information is processed is actually in Canada. It's completely anonymous. So we encourage people to visit the Manatee Crime Stoppers website, learn about the program, and use the program for information that they may have. Well, it's essential. As I say, law enforcement can't do the job alone. We investigate crimes that police aren't present when they occur, and so the community has that information that we need to close these cases. I think a lot of times we watch TV and movies and get that Hollywood thing going on where we go out and we got wands and DNA sniffers and within an hour the crime is solved, and that's just not always the case. Unfortunately, we do need the community to work with us, and we also want the community to work with us to be proactive and help prevent crimes, property crimes and things like that. We're willing to get out there and meet with the community, develop relationships and give people information to keep themselves and their property safe, and that's what we look to do.